Well, hey, this is Jerry with What's Broke Today. Today I'm working on a Cub Cadet that you may have seen an earlier video where I put idler pulleys and belts on the transmission belt for this SLTX1050 or SLTX1050. And this unit actually belongs to me. We're getting about time for leaves, and I had actually loaned this out, and as he started having trouble and the belt wasn't in very good shape and it had idler pulleys making noise, so I went ahead and replaced those, and it helped a little, but it didn't fix it. And I'd never had any trouble till I loaned it out. So he had it, and he was actually mowing. This is a lawn service guy, so he was doing a lot of mowing with it. And you'd take off when it was cold, and it'd drive just fine. As soon as it started getting a little bit warm, it was, well, like it's slipping. I mean, it wouldn't hardly pull itself up a hill. And he brought it back, and I could see down underneath it. Let me show you. Probably gonna have to pull this out and fix it. But you look at the side of the transmission, you can see it's all oily and dirty. So somewhere it's got a leak, either brake shaft or almost looks like it's coming out of where the bypass rod hooks up so you can roll it. So of course I hadn't known that. Yeah, so I drove it around. It wasn't driving very good, so I started to pull it out, and I thought, well, first thing I'll do is, I'm gonna change the oil. And I thought, well, I'll pull it out, because see, when you look down in here, we got which is actually a fill plug down there. We can see my hose going in, and then this gray thing here, which I'll get down a little closer, it has that black cap on it. That's like an expansion tank. And when I pulled the cap out, which is, I don't know what I did with it now, here it is, just a little plug like you'd do on any other Hydrogear transaxle, especially the zero turns that you can service. Has a removable plug. Now I figured, well, I'll suck the oil out, and if you look at my hose, that hose is supposed to be clear. And let me pump that a couple times. Well, I did. I took that plug out. I got the front end jacked way up in the air, and seeing how much of this, I mean, I was able to get it in there and get it kind of, well, let's see. Wait till it quits sucking. Well, I was able to get it, probably about close to 4 inches down into the transmission. And look at my finger, that oil is dirty. So, even though they say you're not supposed, it's not serviceable, I mean, that's not 100% true. I mean, the two ways, if you want to change the fluid, and I don't know if you can ever get it all out, is to remove that plug, and then this is just a fluid extractor that's, vacuum, that basically you stick the tube down in your dipstick hole, or like this, I put it down in where that plug's at, and then you just pump this handle, and it starts pulling and sucking through, and then holds in this reservoir. And I'm going to say I got, we'll see, and this already had some in it, so I'm going to, each one of these lines, this is 1 quart, 2 quarts, 3 quarts, so I got roughly about 2 quarts out of it, which is more than I expected, or, well, let's say 1.5 quarts, just be conservative. And of course, these hold 20 W50 engine oil, so I'm going to put the front end back on the ground. I'm actually going to mix some Lucas oil stabilizer in with my engine oil, that 20W50, and I'm going to have to probably use one of those bottles like, oh, you get gear lube in with the little tip you can cut off to whatever size you need, that I'll show you after I get done. But I'm going to see if I can fill this thing back up and maybe even see if there's anything in that tank. I may see if I can drain it out and add some more to it. And then I'll come back to this in a little bit. Okay, I come back to do a little update that I got that tank off, and here's what that tank looks like. That not much to it. Can't hold more than 6 or 8 ounces of oil. This little bracket, which was held down by a screw that had a T25 Torx head in it. I don't know if you can see that bolt right down there in the front. That's where I took that out at. And I slid the tank backwards, and this hose that's going down there was going down, coming out the side of that fitting, which there's an O-ring on that fitting on the transaxle, and then that hose went to the bottom of the tank. Then I'm going to blow a little air through that hose and make sure it's open, and probably pull it off there. I don't want to blow nothing in the transmission. And then I had an old Lucas oil stabilizer bottle, a 32 ouncer, that I filled it up a little over a third of the way with Lucas, and I filled it the rest of the way with Castrol GTX 20W50 engine oil. So I'm going to blow that hose out, and I'm going to clean that tank with a, probably going to shoot some brake clean in it and drain that out, and then blow it out with the air hose. And this little black thing that's on top of it is the vent. Yeah, so I'll get this put back together. I'm going to put some oil in this tank before I put it back on, because the tank, you slide it out away from the transmission, then you got to kind of tip it back where the hose is starting to come out, and then you can just lift it up out of there at it's kind of like a out angle and then up, and that hose comes flopping out of it. And of course, in going back in, you have to put the hose back in and reverse that and down and gently, and then slide that back up on the transaxle and put that plastic piece back on that keeps the tank's trying to get away. Yeah, the piece that holds the tank in place. And I get done with all that, I'll put some fluid in it, and I'll take her for a drive, then I'll come back and let you know what kind of results I had. Well, I got back from taking the Cub Cadet for a drive, and unfortunately it's a little better, but it isn't fixed. That I imagine I'm going to end up pulling it out, taking it apart, and ordering some parts to fix it, or because looking just a basic quick search, a new unit's not available, but there are parts available to repair this one, which I'd imagine at the best it needs there's the block that the hydraulic pump goes onto, and then also the hydraulic motor goes onto that rotate and have pistons in them. If I get lucky and I don't need those, probably fix it for less than a couple $100 in parts. Just going to be a lot of time taking it apart, and I'll go ahead and replace all the exterior seals. So Time we had seals on, well, we'll be over $200 because I think the axle seals are about $15 each. So we'll say 175, 209. Yeah, probably more realistic figures, probably about $230 to $250 in parts. You know, and I'll have to have new oil. Of course, I'll clean everything up. I think that kit for that section block, that I think they call it a block section or section block, that the motor and we call it a variable displacement pump and the fixed displacement motor, that those go up against, you know, that's the most expensive thing of the deal, and it's about $175. If I've got to have the pistons and the piston blocks, well, that adds about another, I'm gonna guess $150, $160 onto it. I do have another transmission out there that is very similar, that's out of a Craftsman. I may even tear it apart and see what the parts in it look like. But yeah, for now we're just gonna end this video. Appreciate you watching. You know, if perchance you happen to do this repair and, you know, change that oil and it fixes you, hey, give me that thumbs up. Comments are always appreciated, and please subscribe to my channel. And have a great day. Thank you.